On the 21st of April 1747, a battle took place in the quaint Kent village of Goudhurst. The battle would sow the seeds of being the beginning of the end for the most famous smuggling gang in all of the southeast, known as the Hawkhurst Gang. The build-up to the battle came about because although smuggling could actually be a profitable business for the local villagers, providing much needed and well-paid work through various means, this could also come at a terrible price if you didn't toe the line. Usually, as you can imagine, in most cases with savage brutality. After relentless encounters and the lawlessness that had befallen the villagers of Goudhurst, this bullying and brutal way the Hawkhurst Gang dealt with their criminal enterprise would finally come to a climatic conclusion. The story that is told is that of William Sturt, a well-seasoned soldier who had attained corporal in his serving days, who at the time of the battle was only 29, had formed a militia of angered locals to stand firm and rid the village of the Hawkhurst Gang once and for all. Enraged by this defiance, Thomas Kingsmill, who was the leader of the gang, threatened to burn the village and kill the residents unless the militia was disbanded, and Sturt himself handed over to the smugglers on the 21st of April. So, at 5 o'clock on that day, in the afternoon, all hell broke loose when Kingsmill's demands not met sent 15 of the Hawkhurst Gang armed to the teeth with pistols and swords to burn Goudhurst to the ground. However, what the gang didn't know was that Sturt had turned Goudhurst into a well-defended village, with the militia occupying windows and turning the church into a fortified defence, with trenches and snipers in the church tower. As the gang charged up the village towards the church, the militia held their ground and were well enough trained to shoot dead Kingsmill's brother George in the first volley of the battle fought around the church, as well as 2 more smugglers who died during the battle. None of the militia were hurt, owed due to the tactics and experience of Sturt. The fallout of this battle resulted in Goudhurst free from the bonds of the gang, and Sturt writing his name in the history books as the man who routed one of the most feared smuggling gangs of all time. William Sturt would spend his last years as warden of Goudhurst Workhouse, while Kingsmill was hanged at Tyburn in 1749. In conclusion, history will say that it was a group of innocent villagers defending their community from a criminal organisation. The classic good over evil story. But the real truth may be that to defeat the bully, you have to become the bully. Either way, the encounter will live long in the memory of the village and the surrounding Kent countryside for many more years to come.
Okay, so we're standing at the bottom of the high street, which is where really the Hawkhurst Gang started to eventually head up towards the church. As you can see, it takes a slight sort of bend, and obviously you can imagine at some point the militia are on either side with their muskets ready to aim and fire. But let's actually take a look, let's actually head up there, let's go. Right, standing on the sort of cusp of really, as you can see, where the church and the Star and Eagle pub are. And obviously this would have been at the critical stage of the battle where the volley actually happened. Amazing, really. Hard to believe, isn't it, really, that we're standing on top of the site that actually took place at the Battle of Goudhurst in this quaint village. I say quaint, it's actually quite an arterial road that's going through. But literally, we're standing on top where the smugglers, the Hawkhurst Gang, were coming up this hill, and then obviously that infamous volley that took down those men. Amazing, isn't it? And then standing behind us is the wonderful church itself. So, the church tower, which is hard to believe you can see at the moment because of the restoration, this was actually used, they were actually using sniper positions on top of that. So you can imagine these militia that would be taking pot shots aiming down, and this churchyard here, what they were doing was, what was told was that they reckon they were using the wall as some sort of reinforcement. So actually the ground level here is slightly different. They're using it almost as a fortified part of the church. But then all around us, you can imagine certain windows in that lot were being used as sniper positions as well for the militia, just literally aiming down, knowing that the gang was coming across. But what you may or may not know there's rumours that the Star and Eagle actually had a smuggler's tunnel that ran right underneath, heading towards the church. But as we probably know in most of these sort of legends, it's more of a legend than anything else. And I've not been able to find any concrete evidence that would suggest that there was a smuggler's tunnel that would run underneath here. It just doesn't necessarily make sense in the context of things. But still, very interesting nonetheless. So that was the Battle of Goudhurst. Hope you really enjoyed that. As you can hear, the fountain's going at full swing. Obviously the main road is here in full operation with cars going everywhere, so I apologise if the audio's not that great. But the most important thing is that you came along with me, we enjoyed it, and we found out about this amazing little, tiny little sort of skirmish sort of battle really that changed the history of the Hawkhurst gang forever. So, in the immortal words of Phoenix history, thank you as always for watching, and I will see y'all very soon. And because history matters, isn't that right? So remember to spread the word of the channel, spread the video if you want. But thank you for coming along with me, and I'll take care of everybody. See y'all, bye!